Hey guys, it's Katarina. Today we are going to be talking about method number 3, which is removing toxic relationships and changing your environment. This one is probably one of the most important, and when you do start your journey of personal development and strengthening your mental health, you are going to realize that you naturally will gravitate away from negative people and negative situations, and you're going to be pulled toward more positive situations. A lot of it you're going to have to do on your own, and a lot of it won't be pretty, it won't be easy, but it must be done in order for you to grow. This was a very tough one for myself to grasp because I filled my life with negative people, negative energy. I thrived off of it. It was also comfortable for me because when I saw people being positive and I saw people being happy and okay, it scared me, and I felt that I could never be on that level. And so I was going to stay as far away from it as possible, and I was going to just live down here with the negative people. But more often than not, everyone watching this right now, you probably have a negative person in your life, or more than one, or maybe the environment in which you work isn't necessarily positive, or the environment at home isn't positive, or with your friends. There are so many different situations, but like I said, you must change your environment if you are to grow. You cannot grow and enhance your life and strengthen your mental health if you are surrounded by negativity. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. You need to make the change or you're going to be stuck. And now I'm aware that there are many different types of toxic people, toxic behavior, toxic situations, but I like to categorize them into just 5 simple basic ones. I like to talk about the toxic people who are a little more subtle. You know, that you might not realize that this person is toxic, or you might get a feeling, like a weird feeling when you're around this person, or they just bring your mood down, or you just don't enjoy being around them. And you think, you know, maybe they're toxic, but they're also really good to me. So number 1 is the identity killer. And this is usually going to be in a relationship from a boyfriend or girlfriend. This person's goal is to make sure that you don't have an identity anymore, and they'll make you feel as though you're not good enough and make you question who you are. You know, maybe they criticize every little thing you do, and most of the time the things they're criticizing are things that make you you. These people will go to great lengths to make you believe that the things that are crucial to your identity, you know, how you dress, how you talk, the things you're passionate about, that's a big one, are unimportant. And I mean, even just hearing that right now, that sounds toxic, and I'm telling you it is. It's not good to have people like that in your life. And the thing is, these people usually want power over you, and so they're gonna make sure that you don't outshine them or that you don't live to your fullest potential for whatever reason. And I made up these silly little names, but it's in the name, you know, the identity killer. They're trying to bring you so far away from who you are so that they can control you and that they can overpower you, and that is extremely toxic. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the one-sided friendship. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this kind of toxic person. I mean, I've had so many one-sided friendships in my life, and a lot of it was when I was dealing with depression, and so I was looking for someone to help me, to vent to, someone to just ask about how I was. And at the time, I had a lot of people in my life who only cared to talk about themselves, who only cared about what was going on in their lives, and they knew that I was going through really bad things, and they just did not care. You know, it's all about them. And so this person basically wants all of the benefits of friendship without any of the work. You know, they just want someone to be there to take pictures with or to hang out with when they're bored, but they don't actually want to care for you and ask how you're doing. And I mean, think of how toxic that is. And this person will bombard you with their problems, and they'll make you feel bad if you start to talk about your own problems. Honestly, most of the time, you're not going to feel excited to be around this person. I mean, think right now in your head, who is that one person that when you're about to hang out with them, or maybe it's in a group setting and they're in the group and you're about to hang out and you just feel like drained. You're like, I already know this person is going to drain my energy. I already know I'm going to feel just bad about myself around them. I mean, think about it. Like, is that healthy? No. So the one-sided friendship is very, very detrimental to your health, and please take a look at the friends in your life and make sure that all of your friendships are two-sided, not one-sided, because it can sneak up on you and you can be blinded by it, because friendship is such a sacred thing and we all want to be surrounded by genuine and loving friends, and sometimes we get blinded and we think that the way we're being treated in a friendship is okay when really it's toxic. You might find that you are harboring a toxic friend in your life. Now, number 3 is the 10 chance dance. Now, I have been victim to this. Just the fact that I used to give people like a million chances. And like I said, this could be really with anyone, family member, friends, but mostly relationships. And I've done this a lot of times in the past. I've given guys who weren't so great to me many chances, It's like they hurt you and you're like, it's okay, like I deserve to be hurt anyway, so I'll give you a few more chances, and then they keep hurting you and you keep giving them more chances. And yeah, I did that a lot. And so this one's probably one of the most common. And so I'll tell you this right now. Everybody deserves a second chance because we are human and we make mistakes, right? But nobody deserves a third chance. And that's tough love again, and I'll say it again. Everybody deserves a second chance. Nobody deserves a third chance, right? Because you're making a mistake the second time. It's normal. I make mistakes all the time. So do you. It doesn't make us bad people. It makes us human. But when you make that same mistake or a mistake like that a third time, it's intentional, and it means that you didn't put in the work to make sure it wouldn't happen again. And that to me shows disrespect to the person who you are doing that thing to, whether it's cheating, lying, or whatever it may be. If it's done a third time, it's intentional. Some people are very good with words and with getting you to give them another chance, but yeah, third chances are a no-go, at least for me. Maybe you're different. Maybe you are the same person who I was a few years ago, and I thought, oh, 4th chance, 5th chance, like everyone's human, it's fine. You said you're sorry, that's okay. Like, if you want to grow as a person, you need to cut that shit. Cut it off. Do not give anyone a third chance. I'm telling you that right now, and that probably is a little scary to you, but just really think about that. Listen, second chances should be such a sacred thing. We are so horrible in this generation with taking the sacredness away from things, and chances are one of those. If you give someone a second chance, you are putting aside your own emotions and your own hurt to give that person a second chance. That is big. So don't fucking blow it. I recommend, if you don't practice that, start practicing it, because you'll start to gain a lot more respect for yourself, and you'll create boundaries with the people in your life, which is so healthy. Number 4 is the mental roller coaster. This one is tough because it has to do with someone who's very manipulative, and a lot of time we can't spot people who are being manipulative right up front, or even months into the relationship, whether it's, like I said, family, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend. A lot of times you can't tell. And so you need to be really careful with this one. You need to be really aware of this, because it can be tough and it can be scary. This person, I mean, they literally take you on a mental and emotional roller coaster. They'll make things mostly negative while also giving you just a little bit of good. So like I said before, when you have a friend who's mostly toxic, but sometimes they're nice to you, or a boyfriend or girlfriend who is sometimes loving to you, but other times they're very negative and hurtful. I mean, that's a roller coaster, because you're not sure, is this person really good or bad? They're giving me a little bit of good, so they must be good, right? And it's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. That's what it is. And a lot of people do this, and a lot of it is hidden. What they're doing is manipulating you into thinking that the relationship is good when really it's toxic. And that just means that this person doesn't have much respect or love for themselves, and so instead they have to tear others down, but they have to give you a little bit of good to keep you around them. I'm gonna get a little more serious with this one because I've had a lot of relationships like this, even with friendships, and it's tough because it's a struggle inside. I really want this person in my life, but I know they're toxic. Am I just being crazy? Are they really good or are they really bad? And so really take a look at if you have someone like this in your life. And I think you'll know when you really start digging. So pay attention to that. And number 5 is my last one in this little list. The negative Nelly. So I used to be a negative Nelly, I will admit. Honestly, I'm gonna say right now, I used to be every single one of these in one sense or another. I was dealing with mental illness and I was all over the place mentally and emotionally, and I was absolutely a toxic person in other people's lives for a long time. The thing is, a lot of us at one time or another probably have been toxic to someone else, and maybe we didn't realize it at the time. Maybe we still don't realize that we're being toxic towards people we love, but really take into account how you are treating other people. Now, coming back to the negative Nelly, this one's easy. We all know someone who's just constantly negative about everything, and like I said, I used to be this person, and a lot of the time it was because I couldn't understand the positive side of things. I legitimately could not see the positives in anything. And so I just felt it was easier to be negative about everything. And I realized that it pushed a lot of people away, but I couldn't stop. Thinking of these people or people like that, maybe they don't know how to stop. They've never experienced positive living, and so they just don't know. But a lot of people do know they're doing it. They're often quick to gossip and judge others, and it's easy to tell right away that they don't have many nice things to say about people or about life or maybe even about themselves. Mostly about themselves. They don't think very highly of themselves or their life, so they take it out on others. A big thing too that I realized when I made the decision to start this personal development journey, I found that it pissed a lot of people off because I changed everything into a positive. I know not every day is like sunshine and love. People have bad days and you're allowed to be sad and have a shitty day, but when I can, I try to see the positive in things. And I never used to be like that, and so it's new for me, but I try to do it more than I should so that I can trick my own brain into this elevated style of living. And like I said, it pissed a lot of people off who were in my life recently and who are no longer in my life. And it's hard because, of course, I want everyone to see this way of living, and I want everyone to be living in a state of positive thinking and positive, feeling positive inside, but not everyone gets it. Not everyone is there yet. When you are positive, you're gonna lose a lot of people in your life. The thing is, it's never your fault. It's not your fault, it's them. And I know it's kind of selfish and no, fuck that. It's not selfish. The thing is, they need to work on themselves. You cannot push anyone to better themselves. Everyone needs to do it on their own. When you start talking bad about everything, you're putting that out into the universe. I'm negative. I think negative about everything. And so guess what you're going to get back? You're going to get negative things back. And you're going to attract negative people, negative situations. Think of, say you're driving and you're in traffic and you're pissed off about traffic. And then your coffee spills on your lap and you're like, oh, why did this happen? And then another thing happens. Someone cuts you off and then you get to work late and you get yelled at. And it's a domino effect. And let me tell you, if you stay in that mood, these things are going to keep happening all day. You're going to keep receiving negative news all day. You're going to keep being in negative situations. But if you make a conscious decision when you're in traffic to think, oh, I could turn this into a positive. It sucks. I might be late to work, but Let me turn it into a positive. Now I have time to drink my coffee. Now I have time to turn up the radio and sing my heart out to my favorite song. Turn it into a positive, because every situation can be turned into a positive. So I'm going to be linking my ebook, which is The 5 Toxic Relationships, and it goes over all of the ones I just quickly went over. It goes in more in depth. And stay green and gold. I'll see you guys next week for method number 4.